welcome back, or if you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad you found this video. Today we're doing something really fun. I'm going to say 20 words, just 20, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly where your English level stands. Now here's the thing. A lot of people think being intermediate in English means you can order food at a restaurant or introduce yourself, but that's actually beginner level. True intermediate English is something different. It's knowing the in-between words, the ones that sit right between basic vocabulary and advanced vocabulary, the words that native speakers use every single day, but that most textbooks skip right over. So here's how this works. I'll give you each word, explain what it means, show you how to use it in a real sentence, and give you a memory trick to make it stick. By the end, count how many you already knew. I'll give you a score breakdown at the end. Ready? Let's go. Word 1. Reluctant. The first word is reluctant. R-E-L-U-C-T-N-T. Reluctant means you don't really want to do something, but you might do it anyway. You're not refusing. You're just hesitating, a little resistant. Here's a sentence. She was reluctant to share her opinion in the meeting. That means she didn't really want to speak up. Maybe she was nervous, maybe she wasn't sure, but she was reluctant. Another one. He reluctantly agreed to help. He agreed, but he wasn't happy about it. Memory trick. Think of the word lure. When you're reluctant, you can't be lured in easily. You resist. Did you already know that one? Keep a mental count. Word 2. Vague. V-A-G-U-E. Vague means not clear, not specific, fuzzy. When something is vague, you don't have enough detail to fully understand it. Sentences. His answer was really vague. I still don't know what he meant. She gave me vague directions, and I got completely lost. You can also use it for feelings. I have a vague memory of that. I can't remember exactly. Memory trick. Imagine fog. When it's foggy, you can't see clearly. Vague equals foggy meaning. Word 3. Assume. To assume means to believe something is true without having proof. A-S-S-U-M-E. You think it's probably true, but you don't actually know. Don't assume I agree with you just because I'm not arguing. I assumed the meeting was at 3 p.m., but I was wrong. There's actually a funny saying in English. Never assume. It makes an ass out of you and me. Ass, you, me, assume. Native speakers love this joke. Memory trick. The word assume contains the word ass. Remember the joke. Word 4. Cope. Cope means to deal with something difficult, to manage a hard situation. COPE. She's struggling to cope with all the stress at work. How do you cope when things don't go as planned? You'll also hear, I can't cope, which is an informal British expression meaning this is too much for me. Memory trick. Coping is like using a rope. You hold on and pull yourself through something hard. Word 5. Whereas. W-H-E-R-E-S. Whereas is a connecting word, a conjunction. It's used to show contrast between two things. It's like but or while, but more formal and precise. I prefer tea, whereas my sister drinks coffee. In the UK they drive on the left, whereas in most countries they drive on the right. This word instantly makes your English sound more sophisticated. It's one of those small upgrades that signals real fluency. Memory trick. Whereas equals where one thing is true, as the other is different. Word 6. Inevitable. Inevitable means something that cannot be avoided. It's going to happen, no matter what. Inevitable. Change is inevitable. It was inevitable that they would eventually disagree. You'll hear this word constantly in news, business, and everyday conversation. If you know inevitable, your reading comprehension jumps up significantly. Memory trick. Implacable. Evitable means avoidable, though we rarely use it alone, so inevitable equals not avoidable. Word 7. Blunt. Blunt has two meanings. Literally, it means a knife or object that is not sharp. But the more common meaning is a person who speaks in a very direct, straightforward way, maybe even a little rudely. Blunt. He was very blunt. He told me my idea wasn't good. I'll be blunt with you. This needs a lot of work. Being blunt isn't always negative. It can mean honest and refreshingly direct. Memory trick. A blunt knife doesn't cut around things. It pushes straight through. A blunt person is the same way. Word 8. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. To acknowledge means to recognize or accept that something is true or exists, or to show that you notice something. She acknowledged that she had made a mistake. He didn't even acknowledge me when I walked in. He just kept looking at his phone. In formal writing and emails, you'll often see, "I acknowledge receipt of your message." Memory trick. Acknowledge contains know. When you acknowledge something, you are publicly saying you know it. Word 9. Subtle. And here's a tricky one. The B is silent. It's pronounced subtle. Subtle. Subtle means small, not obvious, and easy to miss. A subtle difference, a subtle hint. There's a subtle difference between those two colors. She gave me a subtle hint that she wasn't happy. His humor is very subtle. You have to pay attention. Memory trick. Subtle is itself a subtle word. You almost don't notice the silent B, just like you almost don't notice subtle things. Word 10. Tend to. This is a phrasal expression, and it's incredibly common. Tend to means you usually do something, or something usually happens. I tend to wake up early on weekends. People tend to underestimate how long things take. It tends to rain a lot here in autumn. You can replace usually with tend to in almost any sentence and instantly sound more natural and fluent. Mid-video check-in. Okay, we're halfway through. How many have you known so far? If you knew 0 to 3, don't worry. You're building your foundation and this video is exactly what you need. If you knew 4 to 7, you're approaching intermediate. Keep going. If you knew 8 to 10, you're solidly intermediate. Let's see if the second half challenges you more. Let's keep going. 10 more words. Word 11. Convince. To convince someone means to make them believe something, or to persuade them to do something. Convince. I tried to convince him to come to the party, but he said no. She convinced me that I was wrong. I'm not convinced. I need more evidence. Memory trick. Con plus Vince. Imagine a con artist named Vince, who always tries to make you believe things. That's convincing. Word 12. Outcome. An outcome is the result of a situation or process. What comes out at the end? Outcome. We're waiting to hear the outcome of the investigation. The outcome of the match was surprising. Whatever the outcome, I'm proud of the effort we put in. This word is massive in business, medicine, education, and news. You will see it everywhere. Memory trick. Out plus come. The thing that comes out at the end equals the outcome. Word 13. Prior. Prior means before or earlier. It's a more formal way to say before or previous. Prior. You need prior experience for this job. Prior to the meeting, please review the document. I had no prior knowledge of this. You'll see prior to meaning before constantly in formal writing, news articles, and professional emails. Memory trick. Think of priority. Something that is prior has priority. It came first. Word 14. Adequate. Adequate. Adequate means good enough, not great, not bad, just sufficient for the purpose. The food was adequate, but nothing special. Make sure you have adequate time to prepare. Her explanation wasn't really adequate. We still had questions. This is one of those middle words. It's more specific than okay and less formal than sufficient. Memory trick. Adequate equals it made the cut. Add plus equate. It equates to what's needed. Word 15. Persist. To persist means to continue doing something despite difficulties. To keep going even when it's hard. Persist. Persistence is the noun form. You've probably heard that one. She persisted with her studies even when it was difficult. If the problem persists, contact customer support. His persistence eventually paid off. Memory trick. Perplexist. Think of per as through and sist as exist. To persist equals to exist through difficulty. Word 16. Come across. This is a phrasal verb with two meanings. Meaning 1. To find or discover something by chance. I came across this old photo while cleaning my room. I came across your article online. Meaning 2. To give a certain impression to people. She comes across as very confident. I hope I didn't come across as rude. This is the kind of phrasal verb that separates intermediate speakers from beginners. Beginners say I found for everything. Intermediate speakers say I came across. Word 17. Bear in mind. To bear something in mind means to remember it and consider it. It's a polite way to remind someone of something important. Bear in mind that the deadline is Friday. Please bear in mind that prices may vary. I'll bear that in mind. Thank you for telling me. This phrase is extremely common in professional and polite conversation. It sounds much more natural than just saying remember. Memory trick. You're bearing a thought in your mind. Like carrying a weight. Word 18. Straightforward. Straightforward means simple, clear, and easy to understand. No complications, no hidden meaning. Strightforward. The instructions were very straightforward. It's a fairly straightforward process. Just follow the steps. She was straightforward with me about the problem. You can use it to describe tasks, explanations, people, and processes. Memory trick. Straight plus forward. A straight road going forward equals no twists, no confusion, easy. Word 19. In terms of. This is a phrase that helps you specify which aspect of something you're talking about. In terms of price, this is the best option. The film was great in terms of acting, but the story was weak. In terms of experience, she's the most qualified candidate. This phrase makes you sound analytical and precise. It's used heavily in academic writing, business, and intelligent conversation. Memory trick. In terms of equals when we look at this specific aspect of. Word 20. Nuance. Nuance. Nuance means a very small, subtle difference or detail that changes the meaning of something. The little things that matter. There's a nuance here that you might be missing. Learning a language well requires understanding cultural nuance. His writing is full of nuance. It's worth reading carefully. This is one of my favorite words in English, because the very act of noticing nuance is what makes someone truly fluent. Not just knowing the rules, but understanding the small details between them. Score breakdown. Okay, that was all 20 words. Time to count your score. How many did you already know before this video? 0 to 5 words. You're at a pre-intermediate level. That's a great place to be. You have a solid foundation and a lot of exciting progress ahead of you. Bookmark this video and come back to it. 6 to 12 words. You're intermediate. Genuinely, you have a working vocabulary. You can communicate, and you understand real English, not just textbook English. Your next step is learning to use these words actively in your own speech. 13 to 17 words. You're upper intermediate. What language learners call B2. You're close to advanced. Focus on nuance. Word 20. Not just what words mean, but how and when native speakers choose them. 18 to 20 words. You're either advanced, a native speaker, or you've been studying really hard, and it shows. Seriously, well done. Language learning isn't about memorizing lists. It's about understanding how words live in real sentences, real conversations, real life. These 20 words aren't random. They're the kind of vocabulary that shows up in meetings, in films, in books, in arguments, in love letters. They're the connective tissue of real English. So here's my challenge for you. Pick 3 words from today's video that you didn't know, or that you knew but never use. Write 1 sentence for each. Put them in the comments. I'll read them. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button. It genuinely helps this video reach more learners. And subscribe if you want more content like this. I post every week. I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe and come back every week for fresh new videos. See you on the next one.